Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Shack, and I'm sick. Yeah, I got the man flu, and this cold is kicking my butt from here to Hyrule. So today, we're gonna do something a little different. We're talking comfy games. Games you play when you're exhausted, or it's nasty out, or it's cold, or you just need to chill out with a big blanket and a warm drink. These are some of my favorite cozy games, so let me know yours in the comments. I could use the recommendations. Let's get started. Anno 1400. Most strategy titles I wouldn't put in the chill comfy category, but the Anno series is more along the lines of a sort of Sim City than, say, Age of Empires. It tickles the same part of my brain that Stronghold series does, but with a focus on building a nation, using trade networks, making allies, finishing up quests. 1400, from the long list of Anno games, has a sweet military system that lets you build armies, and which the other games don't have. So it's very cool. There's a little bit of strategy in there, comparatively. Stardew Valley. All right, this one is a bit of a cop-out because it's basically the King Couch Comfy of games. After your grandfather passes away, leaving you a neglected farm outside a small valley village, you're set to build up the farm and your relationships with the local townsfolk. It's a game about making an impact, the passage of seasons, and how we affect each other's lives. It's also a fun little farming game that lets you grow coffee. Coffee. Space Engineers. It doesn't have to be all about intense survival. I know that's what we've done a lot in the past, running from point A to point B, avoiding dastardly threats or poorly built contraptions that your friends have made that have been possessed by Clang.
Come on! It's on fire!
It can be a game about building spaceships akin to space Legos. I've spent countless hours building space stations, starships, and theme builds just to see if I can. Set a goal, relax, put some music on, and plop down some blocks all day long. If you wanted something more structured, I can totally recommend Captain Arthur's Scenario Areas at War. Adding a world map that you can open up on a side screen. It's got static resource spawns to give you something to travel to and back from and set up outposts. And it has challenges to overcome while still allowing for some chill engineering your heart out. This solidly fits into that Minecraft style of build and chill. Dungeon Defenders. When thinking about co-op games put on this list, I almost put Magicka 1 and 2 on here, but let's be real. Those games are nothing like chill. They're all chaos, fun, but not chill. Children of Morta is also a super close second, and honestly, it depends on what you're in the mood for. It's an adventure title while you're unlocking a house full of playable family members, each one of them telling their story and you're learning about them. But the boss fights can get a little sweaty. Or more than likely, I'm just crap at it, but it's super fun and the art style is lovely. So this was Dungeon Defenders and Children of Morta. But speaking of Dungeon Defenders, because I didn't talk about it at all, it's a focused co-op tower defense with some really unique characters to play. They all have, they have the normal characters like Warrior and Archer and Spellcaster, and then there's my favorite, a character who's just played a different game from the rest of your friends. Yeah, they're in RTS mode, looking top-down, summoning troops and moving them around the battlefield. Writing this, I just realized I've never played the sequel to Dungeon Defenders, so I'm gonna have to add that to my list of games to play. Hard Space Shipbreakers has the best soundtrack. Floating out in the deep black, cutting, pulling, and slicing ships to bits, trying to get the most off the turkey, all while the story slowly ticks forward, finding collectibles, exploring wrecked and ruined starships. Hard Space was originally planned to be part of the Homeworld universe, and so the art is fantastic, but it became its very own thing. Pick up that music, float around, and get some work done while upgrading your kit, your skills. I highly recommend Shipbreakers. We did a full playthrough of this actually on the channel. Skyrim. It's a yearly occurrence when the temps drop and that white stuff starts falling from the sky. Skyrim somehow just spontaneously ends up eating 100 gigabytes of hard drive space at a minimum and appears with like 200 plus mods. Real mystery. I don't know what's going on. Walking the mountains in the northern lands, the familiar roads and pathways and streams. If I had to recommend a mod that hasn't had 2,000 videos made on it already, I'd have to say Conquest of Skyrim. It's such a fresh way to see the game. You literally get to build your own faction or kingdom with all that entails. My last character was really focused on that as a ranger who would be king. Totally unique storyline. You get to recruit officers using this mod and officials. You get to declare war and negotiate peace. Add a few mods that add stuff like letting you have your own castle, and you've basically got a kingdom building sim. I hope the dev for this mod gets back sometime soon so we can get some more development on it. It's very cool. Zelda. Ocarina of Time for N64 using the Ship of Harkinian. emulator setup. I'll put a link in the description. Literally open in the background as I'm writing this. It's been my go-to while I've been feeling cruddy. Add the 4K texture pack that you're seeing here, and this classic from my childhood feels so fresh. It even has a randomizer built into it if you want something a little more extra. I will add a link to a video discussing how to very quickly and efficiently set this up and your controls. Don't worry, it's very, very easy to do. It's surprisingly smooth to play this on an Xbox controller for anybody who remembers what it's like to play on N64, which I actually have, but it's just easier to play it on my PC. Installing the texture pack takes about, 10 seconds to drag and drop them into the mods folder, so there's no reason not to run that, and it'll basically run on anything. So if you're feeling like me, you can bring your laptop over to your bed and just play it from there. The Division. All right. One of these games is not like the other, and I know this is supposed to be a chill list, but this one ended up being a comfort game for me. Not to get too heavy in a video that's supposed to be pretty lighthearted, but last year I lost my older sister, and to help get my mind off things, me and Tabby spent 2 weeks exploring the winter of New York City. Fighting baddies, doing all the collection stuff, unlocking new weapons, and working together. It doesn't really fit the theme of this, but it scratches that same itch for me, so I'm gonna put Division on here. I have yet to play the sequel of this one either. If you recommend it, let me know in the comments. Subnautica. Okay, we both knew that this is one of those games that can be super relaxing and then suddenly turn into Cthulhu levels of unsettling. But hey, stay away from the deep and enjoy the building, and yeah, it's a great game you can lose hours in decorating, exploring some of the beautiful landscapes, and resource gathering. The music just hits right. We did a full playthrough of the original and the sequel here on the channel, well worth a playthrough. Another one that we started a playthrough on, but we never got very far on it, at least here on the channel, was Valkyrie Chronicles. This is one of those games I think I've started like 4 times. It's an anime pseudo XCOM with tanks, with one of the most unique turn-based mechanics I've ever seen, where you take direct control of a character and then run them around. This is one of those really long games I've yet to finish. Up there with Pathfinder Kingmaker, another chill game that should have been on this list and now sort of technically is. Haha. This is why my scripts are only like a page and a half long, and somehow the videos end up being like 2.5 pages. It's got a lot of the anime tropes, but not a lot of the really dumb ones. Just the way that it tells its story. You'll be introduced to dozens of characters, the beautiful artistic vistas, and sometimes comical voiceovers that I'm not sure is this way on purpose, but I wouldn't have them any other way. This one has a heart to it, as a tactical JRPG with its own style. All right, there's so many more games I could put on this list, but I'm gonna go take a nap. So take care of yourselves and let me know your recommendations in the comments below. I look forward to reading them. Bye, everybody.
What was that?
Oh crap! The tanks are trying to drive up. Bye, guys. Into the river. Ooh, and then the tanks following them in.